Welcome back to the channel. We got a nice mid-February day here. We got about 18 degrees, the wind's blowing. Our flag is shredded, time to change the flag. And snow's piled up, but we got a little melting going on. Let me show you. We got a little bit of snow. It's dripping off the eaves here. And we got a nice fire stoked in the garage. And that gave me an idea. Anybody know what it is? Mid-February, sun's out, spring we're thinking about. I'll give you a hint, we're looking at them. See the trees? We got some cherry in there, but we got a few maples. Walking through the snow here. There's a crow. That's right, it's maple time. We've got 6 maple trees here on the lawn. And usually about every other year, I like to tap the trees. We got 1, 2, 3, 4, where is it? 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, yeah, right here, maple trees. So, if you remember from a past video, been a while, you want to look up at the tree and find a branch that goes in that direction. Southwest, because it tends to get most of the afternoon sun to warm up. If you can see the root, follow a root in. Pick your height. In this case, I want to use a 5-gallon bucket. And I want to collect it. I've had these Tractor Supply buckets, and now I got joint compound buckets because we did the garage work. We got a bunch of those. I think I'm going to tap somewhere in here. And if you look closely, I tapped it here once. There. There's one. Quite a few times I've tapped this tree, and this is one of our best producers. It's about a 30-inch across. I've got a 1/2-inch spade bit. I hope it's big enough. I'm just going to come in right about here, do a little bit of an upward angle. Don't have to go in too far. I usually go in about 1.5 inches. And then I pause just to see if anything's coming out. And check that out right away. So let's let that bleed out a little bit. Sap's a flowing, guys. I told my mom that we're going to get the family together after we get some sap, and we're going to boil it down to syrup. We're going to have a pancake breakfast. The family's going to get together, and we're going to make some pancakes and our own syrup. So then I take my tap. These are from Tractor Supply, and these are Tap My Trees. This one's actually, it looks like a new one. I bought about 6 of them. You can hang your hook off the back edge of it. You could hang your hook off the front. I don't know if it matters. Probably in this case, I'll see how far it goes in the tree first on its own. Sometimes you gotta get a little bit larger bit. Yeah, I think I'm gonna put it off the front of this one and then give her a good tap in there. That'll seal it up nice, and then this should start flowing here in a minute. Look at that. Get you in here close so you can see her. I'm excited. Spring's a coming. Get you right down here. Look at that. And after it flows a little bit, I like to taste it. Got a lot of sugar content. That's pretty cool. So you can put 2 or 3 taps in there, however many you want. I think I'm going to do 1, and I'm going to do 2 trees is all. I did it one year and I couldn't keep up with it. Look at all this flowing. Get my stuff out of the way. Gonna hang my hook here. You can take your bucket, take your lid, any kind of bucket, and just hang it on here, and that'll support the weight. I don't really like that idea because sometimes it'll fall off, because when a bucket's heavy, that's pretty heavy when it gets full. So I'm just going to shove this up on there, and it's very cold out here, I told you. So you got to be careful not to break the hose or anything. Get that up on there. And then sometimes there's more snow than this, and then I prop it up. And the reason I like to use a cap is as it starts to warm up, the flies like it. Which doesn't matter a whole lot because when you boil it, it gets sterilized. But I like to keep it as clean as possible. Get in here again where we can see it. Look closely in the tube. You'll see it flowing here. I should have been out here an hour or two ago. We're working on 3 o'clock now, so I think the best time it flows is noon to 2. You can kind of see it flowing there. See it dripping off the hose? That's pretty fast for this late in the day, and I just tapped it. So we're going to let that set. I'll come out later and prop that up with a block of wood or something to make sure our bucket doesn't tip over when it gets heavy. Let's move on to tree 2. All right, on to tree 2. Same thing. There's a big branch right here, and then this face is perfect south to southwest. Bucket sort of fits here. I seen I tapped it there once. See the circle? I've tapped it there. So, like I said, I want to check the height. Keep it kind of low. Clean that out good so it's not dusty. Give it a second, see if it flows. Sometimes it does not. Sometimes you kind of miss, but this and this should be a root. And see it? Here it comes. I don't know how well you can see it, but instantly flowing here. See that? So we'll go ahead and put our tap in there. Now I've got about, I think 6 or 8 taps. I got a lot of buckets. And if you get going crazy and get a lot and you're by yourself and you don't have an evaporator, you're doing the old-fashioned way of boiling it off in a bucket. I got a stainless steel pan I want to put on the wood stove there in the garage. So it's going to boil off slow. And we're early in the season. See that? We're early in the season, so I'm not going to worry about, running out of time. But if I do 6 taps, I'm going to have 6 buckets full at the same time, whatever day it would be, and I won't be able to keep up with it. And then it'll just flow out on the ground, and I don't want to do that. So I want to keep it under control, and I'll go and I'll keep these. Let's see how it tastes. A little bit of sugar. I'll keep these, under wrap here. I'll be watching them and make sure that it doesn't get ahead of me. And if I need to get more, I'll get more buckets out here. But sometimes I hook it here and I plant it, and then I put a little either a rock or a board under that to keep it from tipping, and then I turn the top, swing the hose whatever way works. See all that flowing? That's pretty good. I'm getting excited. I mean, spring's around the corner. But I'll just keep monkeying around with these until I like the direction the bucket is. Sometimes you just got to keep finagling it around here. Because like I said, when it warms up a bit, the flies will be out here for that sugar. And I would say at this rate we got now, this late in the day, the sun's almost on the tree horizon, so it's about 3:30. We got about an hour left of sunlight here. That we'll probably be getting about 2 quarts at this rate a day, and it's flowing, just not super fast. And I would say it's going to be, the next couple of days is going to be 40 tomorrow, 43 the next day, I think 45 the following day, and the nights are going to freeze, so down in the teens and 20s. And so that's what you want. You want it to freeze and warm up, and that's going to let the sap flow. And like I said, I'll control this. Once they get full, I'll transfer it to another bucket, and then I'll put it in my stainless steel pan, and I'll burn it off on the wood stove, so I'm not just using heat in the garage. It'll be put to use, free boiling. So once I get that down, I'll be taking it in the house and do the final boil. And I'm hoping to get about 40 gallons of sap, which is going to be almost a gallon of syrup. I tried making candy once and I wasn't real good at it. I think I got to get a hydrometer. You really got to control that temperature. We're back over on tree 1 here, and you can see that flow in there. And if you didn't hear that dripping off the house, you'd hear it dripping in that bucket. So I'm going to get my pieces of wood, jack up these buckets so they don't tip over. Sometimes if the handle doesn't reach the tree, I'll go ahead and just take a piece of wire, because you really don't want to lose your sap overnight or during the day. So just a short one on time to tap our trees, guys. Thanks for watching. Remember to like and subscribe. Hit that notification bell for an upcoming video. And share and make a comment. Happy spring, guys. It's coming. Another month.